Hello YouTube. It's been a while since I've done any kind of video, but I wanted to get a video in the can before the end of the year just to kind of give all of you an update on what 2024 was like for me. So this will be a general update and tech update video because I have a lot of exciting news to tell you all about this year. I do want to say that 2024 was one of the better years I've had in a long time, probably so far the best year of this decade that I had. I was able to meet a lot of new people this year at SarenCon, and I was able to get a lot of long-standing issues with my health resolved. I was able to get a lot of projects done at the house that I wanted to get done. And so all in all, 2024 brought a lot of good things, a lot of very good things. I did get a chance to meet a lot of you. We had that giant meetup in Des Moines. Saren meetup in March. I forget how many people, I think it was almost like a dozen of us were there at that event. And then we had SarenCon where we had several hundred people and a lot of you came up to me and said hello. And just overall a general thanks to all my friends and all my new friends that I've made this year. And so without any further delay, let's get into tech and other updates that I promised you in this video. A lot of good karma came my way. And it began very early. I was able to get this thing on a trade for some stuff I had from my friend Case, my Siren buddy. Siren's in Canada. He actually got this camera as a mistake. He had bought a VHS and the seller sent him this one and said he didn't want it. And so he let me have it because I said I could make use for it. And I had to fix the viewfinder on it, but I got the viewfinder fixed. And at the same time, he also got me a computer motherboard, which is that one on the right there, and we'll go over that in just a moment. So on top of that, I have a new computer that I built September of 2023. I didn't do a video on that because I really just didn't think to do one. Or I should say I thought about doing one, but I really wasn't that ambitious to do one. But it just kind of coincides with getting everything in the house cleaned up and taken care of. One really major change that I did in my life was that I completely redid my bedroom set. I had the same bed that I had since I first got a bed when I was like 4 years old. Unfortunately, I still have to have a CPAP machine. I've had that for about a year and a half. And unfortunately, is one thing of getting old that I really can't avoid, but having this bed has been a nice change of pace because actually I have room now to I have a lot more room to sprawl out if I want to. You can hear my washer going right next to me. I'm doing laundry. But I got shelving units for the house. So I've got a place to store all my stuff. And it's just not all piled up here anymore, and it actually is neat. And I got all my wares in one spot instead of just scattered in various different places in the house. One change that I did this fall was that I moved my antennas from out in the house, or they were out in the front of the house, and I moved them into my garage, and I got two antennas now, doubled up together. So I've got very good TV reception now, and I can watch this instead of just going with the cable TV, which is expensive. I was spending like $200 a month on it. One thing I got new this year was this PhD. It's a PhD VRX2. This is an older HD TV media center receiver and media player, but the older ones were a lot nicer than what you got these days. I had to get a new TV, and I got this to go with it. And even though it's older, it's really, really nice. So right now we're watching Mission Impossible. It's the end of Mission Impossible on MeTV. And I'll just hit the menu button here. And you can see all the different channels that I can get here in Cedar Rapids. So I'll exit this. I'll just go back to MeTV. Broderick Crawford is Dan Murphy in Highway Patrol. There's the And there's the integrated guide that this thing has. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. And this is all over the air too. I also cable managed. At least I attempted to cable manage. Or I should say I got all my cables wrapped up in umbilicals now, or at least what was hanging loose is now in umbilicals. And so while it's still kind of messy here, it's definitely a lot neater than it was before. Charging with my battery tender, and I've already had to use it once during the ice storm. We had an ice storm not too long ago and it knocked out power for a while. There's a Howard Miller clock that I need to get the movement replaced on. I guess I got or at least I have to find a replacement movement for it. And then there's a DVD player that I got to resolder because I accidentally ripped the ribbon cable out of it. I redid windowsills on the north side of the house, or I should say the east side of the house, because they were rotting out from being exposed to the sun and the weather. And so these windows should be good for a while yet. So what I have here is my old bed, and it's now in my guest bedroom. I guess you could call it a guest bedroom in the house. And then over here, I got my dad's old Sanyo tube TV, a DTV box, and my Nintendo, which still works. So I can play that if I want to. And so this computer is a new acquisition for me this year. I'm finding ways of repurposing old hardware that I had sitting around. In this case, the sound card, graphics card, an SSD, and a hard drive. This is a Pentium D 820 motherboard. This was part of the trade deal that I got with my good friend Case, aka Sirens of Canada. This motherboard down in here actually had blown capacitors on the power system, and it wouldn't boot. It wouldn't even power up. And so I took that motherboard off his hands, and I was able to replace those capacitors, and I was able to get those to boot up. And that motherboard, along with the Panasonic camera, both of which were broken, and I was able to fix. The only trade that I had to do on that was a T-shirt and a couple other things. That was about it. So thank you for that, Case, because this computer certainly will come in. This computer certainly has come in handy for me. And this is my most exciting acquisition this year. This is another trade. This one I got with Gabriel, aka Creeper Gamer, from his parents' personal stash of old motherboards. This is an MSI Pentium P54C motherboard, socket 7. It's a Pentium 166 with PCI and ISA on it. And this is a worthy replacement. Well, it's also got 32 megs of RAM already on it, so this is very much a worthy replacement for my Packard Bell. If you remember a long time ago, my Packard Bell that I accidentally nuked because I was careless with the power connections and blew out the motherboard. And so I eBayed an ATI PCI video card. I have my old Opti sound card, and I've got an ISA network card in here. Socket 7, old power supply, old CD-ROM, and on the front here, I'll come around and I'll adjust my camera. I've got compact flash to IDE, so I don't have an actual physical hard drive on this computer. But this is going to be my retro DOS machine now, and this is very much a worthy replacement for the Packard Bell. And as I said before, I got this on trade with Creeper Gamer for a Hoover Model N vacuum cleaner that he found up here on Facebook Marketplace. And so I went and I picked it up and shipped it off to him, and he shipped this off to me. This is my Dell Dimension 4300, the same one that I've had since 2001. But this thing is now configured in a manner that it would have been around 20 years ago now, actually. Or at least fairly close. There are a few changes. But yeah, Pentium 4. And I've got an ATI RV250 based graphics card, Sound Blaster, AT878 capture card. This is a FireWire card, and then this is the network card down here in the bottom, and then I've got 2 hard drives and a CD-ROM drive. I did have a DVD-ROM burner in there back in that time frame, 2004-2005, but it no longer functions, so obviously I can't use that. And then I have to update you all on the PS230 that I have. Believe it or not, I actually got ambitious and I got off my butt, and I also eBayed myself one of these, which is an X-Tide card, so that I can use this machine finally with a hard drive. And in this case I have my Maxtor hard drive from way back in '96, and it's just sitting in here loose right now. I had to modify the power supply so that I could have accessory power leads coming out of it, because this power supply originally didn't have one. And I do have some stuff on order. I'm not quite done putting these vintage systems together. I'm going to be getting a replacement compact flash card and unit for this thing, so that I don't have to use this hard drive, because this hard drive is from '96. So this is getting old, and it's just a thing where it's like, I think that this front panel on here pops out, and you can slide the card in and out, and that's what I'm going to do, because I can just pop the card in and out and put stuff on there as I want. But yeah, this is the X-Tide card, and then it's also got VGA, and being that it's a PS2, it has PS2 ports, so it will work with modern peripherals, because you can still get PS2 stuff. I do want to boot these computers up for you on camera, because I think you do want to see that. So we're going to start with the PS230, and you'll see how that works with the X-Tide card that's installed. So it is booting up. Here comes the monitor. It's going to do post. And then there's the boot screen, and it found the hard drive. So we're going to go off ADH. And we've got them all, and we've got the mouse. We'll just load up DOS shell quickly here. And so it's going to read the disk. This has a lot of stuff on here that this computer can't run. But it also has a lot of stuff on here that it can run. I have a bunch of benchmarks. For instance, we have Check It. We'll just run through this program quickly here, so that you can see what this computer all has. Press any key to continue. So it's doing the benchmark now. This is an 8086, so this is the original x86 processor, and my CPU speed compared to an XT, you can see it's 2.33 times the speed of an XT. So this is like, so the PS230 is like the fastest 8086 that you're going to get. And then there's the hardware information. BIOS date, February 5th, 1987. And then I do have a VGA card in here. Let me go back. VGA. I do have a Paradise. Does it give you a thing where you can see the video card? What if I benchmark video here? Yeah, the BIOS routines suck. But going direct, again, it's about the same as the CPU, about 2.5 times. I don't know what else I could really show you on this computer right now for just a brief demo, but as you can see, it does work. And so here now is the other system that I'm sure you all want to see, which is the Pentium system boot up. So let's do that. I don't quite have this 100% together yet. I need to get a few more things for it, as I said earlier. And then I can get this together. But it's doing post now. 32 megs of RAM. And so we are going to load into Windows 95. I got Windows 95 OSR2 on it because the only way I could get this compact flash card to work with this computer was I had to format it as FAT32. And OSR2 Windows 95 is the first version, or it's the oldest version of Windows that actually supports FAT32. And so we're booting up here. I don't have my network card plugged in, so it gave me that error. But this is just a demonstration, so I will, like I said, I will get all of this fixed. We'll just load up Paint here. I don't have a whole lot installed. This is brand new. But yeah, like here's Paint. We'll just draw. And so we will go to Command Prompt. And we'll just load up classic SimCity 2000 on the Pentium processor. There is music to this, I just don't have it hooked up here. You can see that the game is really fast on this processor compared to the 486 that I'm used to. But this is an old city that I built a long time ago. Also the thing too with the VGA with this ATI card, smooth scrolling. Smooth and very nice scrolling on this one here. And we will do a Quake 640 by 480 time demo. We'll just do a quick benchmark here. And for a 166, this doesn't do it all too bad. Like back in the day, Quake was a very, very demanding game on a computer. I couldn't play it on the 486 Packard Bell. It just wasn't giving me good frame rates. Even with the AMD processor and the extra cache and the 256 cache, it still was a little too slow. And this does it fairly well at 640 by 480. This is 640 by 480. Like 30 years ago, if you were gaming at 640 by 480, you had a really high-end system because most games were 320 by 240 or even 320 by 200. Mode 13H. If you're a programmer, you know what that is. But we should get done with this benchmark here fairly soon. So yeah, we got 12.6 frames per second. And then we're going to quit. Yes. And let's do K. So get sys info here, Saturday. BIOS July 15th, 1995, Pentium 166. Basic compatible 4 gig compact flash card, 1.4, 32 megs of RAM. Let's do a video summary. It's an ATI BESA, and I think this card actually has 4 megs. So here's the benchmark on this system, 529.4 compared to a Pentium 66, which is 211, or an Intel 486DX33, which is 71. I could go on for much longer about things that have happened this year. I want to take a moment again to reiterate a special thanks to all my friends this year who have stood up for me and have given me a lot to smile about and to look forward to. I am still standing, and I will continue to stand. And I will stand stronger than ever in 2025. And I have all of you to thank for that, all my subs. I got 2 videos over 1 million views now, and I really do think that the future is bright with a lot of other things that have happened. And so hopefully in 2025 I can do some more videos, but if not, whatever. You know, I don't do this for the views, I don't do this for the fame, I don't do this for the ratings, I do this to entertain and to help other people out. And if you've gotten something from my videos or from me in person this year, don't thank me, I thank you for wanting to interact. And with that, I will call this video a close. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and here's to a happy 2025.